Hello and welcome to Decentralized Health Administration at the Ubrica Project. As you know, in Ubrica Project, we bring you critical knowledge about creating perfect conditions for much needed revolution in the health industry. Under these new conditions, universal health access will be possible. Everyone in the world, including you and your loved ones, will have access to the best health services available in the world. Health for everyone will be of the highest quality there is in the world, and it will be affordable by all. My name is Dr. Basharia Warengi, and I tell you, I come to you from a Ubrica project located at 1.4 degrees south of equator and 37 degrees east of the central meridian, that is smack right in the southwest suburbs of Nairobi. I come to you each and every day. Sometimes I don't do every day because we have so many appointments, things to do. But now, today we're here, and we have great things to discuss with you. Today we would like to discuss about frequently asked questions about what do the chapters mean, particularly by the people in the diaspora. Let's talk about engaging diasporas for chapters to anchor sustainable One Health community. We'd like you, if you live outside Kenya and you have advanced knowledge, you help organize people in your local community into a chapter. And when the chapter is well organized, it becomes sustainable One Health community. That's one thing we'll talk about. And of course, we plan to have telephone follow up or telephonic follow up to explain these things to you in better detail, because many times we are saying these are frequently asked questions. Many times members are not understanding, or lubricants are not fully understanding what's happening, and so we'll make sure that we do a telephonic campaign between now and December to help you fully understand what this chapter business is all about. And then also we're going to talk about Nairobi Blockchain Conference coming on to September 27th, organized by David Kehuna and the Ubrica Blockchain team. Now, we would like you to be there. Well, of course, you're very well invited. Come, we discuss about issues. I'll tell you more about that conference. It's going to be at the 680 Hotel in Nairobi, September 27, 2019. Save the date. Of course, most of this material is accepted from Decentralized Higher Administration textbook under development by Susan Nyabura Jugona in Ubrica Research and Development Team, which includes Naomi Ngedothodo, Winfred Mule, Aben Thiani, Anne Mashari, and Frida Butale, and from proceedings of World Ubrica Ambassador Program Team, including Purity Mudhua, Wahita Washira, Grace Kishura, Naomi Thodo, Winfred Mule, Aben Thiani, Anne Masharia, and Frida Butale, and Barbara Kimani and Betty Wajiro Washira. Now, before we go into the details about the news of today, and of course, engaging chapters, diaspora for chapters to anchor sustainable One Health communities, let us talk about the basics so we never to forget the basics. Ubrica projects strive to solve three fundamental problems of health production in the world. Now, today I was listening to, what's the name? Elon Musk, and he said, instead of talking about problems, let's talk about solutions, opportunities. And Jack Ma, let's talk about opportunities. So there are three opportunities of health production in Africa in particular. The opportunity to solve the problem of lack of access to health services, and the opportunity to solve the problem of poor quality of medical services in Africa, and the opportunity to reduce the high cost of medical services. See? Now, the opportunity we have here in lack of access to health services that occurs due to we know that now we can explain how this opportunity comes that lack of access to health services occurs when people do not have money, and also occurs when there are no hospitals to go to. Now, straight away you see the opportunities there and the ones we are pursuing as Ubrica project. The poor quality of medical services occurs when good knowledge to deal with medical problems is scarce. So the opportunity here is to generate good knowledge by creating a relationship with knowledge production centers like universities. And then the high cost of medical services in the world, which occurs when manufacturing of products that can be used to improve health is stifled. So the opportunity here in lack of access due to lack of money is creating Soko Janja, an online retail store where you can sell what you have produced to increase your earning power. Money in your pocket means realize access to health, because we have great opportunity through online retail for putting money in people's pocket. Then you bring out clinics and hospitals, and that's why you also get the URCC. We've spoken about the URCC before, and we'll speak more about it tonight. And this project ensures not only physical access to health services, but also access to money, because the URCC is where you get retail store. Then Ubrica's science and technology parks which creates places for translation, commercialization of new and relevant knowledge, ensuring best quality of medical services in the world. We're working very closely with several universities. We want to reach out to all the 66 universities in Kenya. And so right now we have created a relationship with a few, but we have a relationship between Ubrica, ourselves, and also we are very lucky to have Gikoyo TV joining us. And we hope that national TVs that has English production joins us as well. So if you run a TV station and you do English programming as well, tell us so that we can have a university edition in English. Right now, we are doing university edition in Gikoyo because Gikoyo TV have volunteered to do this, and really good, and we are very thankful to Gikoyo TV. We are reaching a small segment of population, but would like to reach the greater, wider population in the world using English. Ubrica Biomedical Industrial City promotes local manufacturing of biomedical products, reducing cost of medicines, medical devices, and health services in general, making health affordable. And Ubricoin, the cryptocurrency for universal health access, will underwrite health production in the Ubrica ecosystem. You can support universal health access by getting and adding Ubricoin to your portfolio of cryptos, or by getting equity in Ubrica project. Get involved right now. Do not sit on the sidelines of knowledge. Buy and hold $10 worth of Ubricoin each and every day, and you will be supporting the most important and biggest grassroots revolution for creating health for everyone in the world. You can get even more involved, one, by joining the Ubricoin World Ubricoin Ambassador Program, where you gain deeper knowledge about the Ubrica project and continue to share that knowledge with people in your circle of influence. As an ambassador, you'll be the bridge between Ubricoin, Ubrica, and Sokojanja and the people in the world. Now, the people in your community. This is why today we're going to discuss more about this ambassadorship and how it helps you create a sustainable One Health community, SOHC, sustainable One Health community, right in your village, right in your community. So to increase your knowledge on blockchain, cryptocurrencies, and health, you can take courses at the Academy of Society of Ubricans, Academy of Cooperative Society of Ubricans, and then of course you can write to info@ubrica.com to find out how that works. So we'd like to ask you to hit the like button to cement your support to this program, and hit the bell button so that you can subscribe to receive notifications. Smash the bell button. You will receive notifications each and every day that something is posted to our YouTube channel. And then, of course, participate in the chat below, write your comments, your concerns, and then share your views on how we can decentralize knowledge in health and medicine. We'll be do not be afraid. This is an open discussion. Now, let's discuss about how we engage with people in the diaspora. For example, people living in the United States. We have a lot of Kenyans in the United States. They have a lot of knowledge that they can bring back through their ambassadorship program, and then help to organize commerce in their villages, where they come from. If you didn't come from a village, don't feel bad. Go to your town, whether you're from Nakuru town, Kakamega town, or even Nairobi. Help us organize people in your community. If whether you start with your family, it's very, very important that everyone creates a chapter. So, and that chapter becomes the anchoring point. That is how the Ubrica project will be anchored by the chapters. And then we shall call you on the phone. Don't be angry if we call you, because we're trying to reach out to you to find out what you may be going through. Now we're saying you receive a phone call from the office, and so the office is interested to find out in particular challenges that and concerns that you may have about UBN, Ubricoin, about Ubricoin itself. Specifically, we want to know about wallet concerns and challenges you may be having with wallets, digital wallets, exchanges, and trading. We know a lot of people have received UBN, particularly from the giveaway we had in December up to March, but we did not. We haven't seen much activity, meaning that people are experiencing challenges. And even though we have listed UBN on 12 exchanges, we have not seen a much activity from our own people. It's very, very important that our people visit the exchanges and they find out how to exchange UBN, even learn how to trade. But the fact that we haven't seen that, and also some people are expressing concerns that they don't know how to work with the exchanges. Let us talk. It's an open conversation. You can call the office, or we definitely are going to call you the Ubrica office in Nairobi will definitely call you, give you a call to learn about what you may be experiencing, the challenge. Of course, this technology is very challenging in the beginning and can be very, very um, disenchanting when you're trying to do things. And then, of course, we have very, very many people on the exchanges. And because they don't have intrinsic interest, don't have vested interest in our project, they can slaughter the price of UBN. So what's required right now is for us to go and increase the trading volume in the exchanges, and then the price is going to change. So the three things we have to worry about: the volumes, that's 24-hour volumes, and the price itself for the UBN, and the what? Basically, that's it. So the 24-hour volume and the price. I want to see that there are many, many people, activity on the exchanges. So then the second thing that we would like to hear about from you is about Soko Janja. What are your views? What are your challenges? Where are your concerns? Let us know about, so that's the only way we're going to improve the Soko Janja itself. We're working very hard. Of course, to develop the technology, it takes a lot of work, a lot of hours. And now we have integrated UBN, but we haven't revealed it yet because we just finished building the module. Okay, so it is very, very important. It's imperative that you share. Of course, this sometimes people don't have time to sit down and write, but when you have a conversation, let us talk about it and be open. Don't be shy. Say your concerns. We're not going to be hurt if you say that it is not working for you, or there's some things it doesn't look good. That's what we want to hear. We want to hear feedback, positive, negative. They are in the mid-level feedback, positive feedback, negative feedback, mid-level feedback. Tell us about what you think about Sokojanja, and also tell us how we can use it more efficiently. What can we do to improve services on Sokojanja, and how you can list, we can make it easy for you to list product, services, and your produce. Tell us about your experience trying to buy something from Sokojanja, and of course, try to use UBN. Then we also want to hear your concerns and challenges about forming a chapter. What questions are people asking, and how do we convert that chapter into a sustainable One Health community, which means that the chapter should become transnational. So this is what we are suggesting, that because chapters anchor the entire Ubrica project, the chapter is the basic unit. The chapter is the basic unit of the entire Ubrica project, and the physical unit of the chapter is what you call a URCC. So if you're in the diaspora, we encourage you to form chapter there, but more importantly, help to organize people in your local community here in Kenya. Help to organize people in your family and bring them together, and people in the village. And then in the village in Kenya, you can get as many as 1,000 people. And some chapters so organized will be eligible for a URCC. That's a Ubrica Retail Clinical Center. A URCC comprises three components. Or the following, let's say the following components. There are mainly three. One of the major components that your chapter is going to have is a produce workshop. And chapter members will choose the product they want to process depending on what is available in the local setting of the chapter. When you see a produce workshop, it's a mini factory. You can have a mini factory for processing, let's say, maize, for creating maize flour, or other products of maize. And of course, then it gets packaged. And of course, right now, there's so many interesting things that you can also package. Such that we visited JKUAT, Jomo Kenyatta University of Agricultural Technology, last week and the last week but one, and found out that they create a lot of products. They are JKUAT, a lot of technologies, let's say technologies, that you can use in your local chapter to process local produce. For example, they have a technology that shows you how to make instant flour. I mean, instant from amaranth, from sorghum, from millet. So you could be having millet in your communities, and of course, it's not exported mainly, but if you process it well, using that porridge, instant porridge machine, then you can export a processed product from your village all the way up to United States, United Kingdom, or European countries. So we want to hear what grows in your local community. I know, like 4 months ago, we were in Kakamega, and I was astonished to find that there's so much guava, and guava grows in the wild. You can see a chapter in Kakamega creating a guava processing factory. And of course, that guava processing factory will produce all products from guava, including the pulp itself, the dried guava, which is ground into powder, guava juice, guava fruit powder, and you can have guava, dried sliced fruit for snacking. Very, very many important products. And so we just need to know that this is the main product. And if it grows naturally like guava does in Kakamega, that'd be awesome. So we want chapter members have to choose a product that they would like to process depending on what's available in the local setting. A chapter should not go out of its way to propose processing produce that is generally out of reach in the local setting. So we're saying don't go if your place just grows guava, there's no coffee, don't go proposing to create a coffee processing factory because you may have trouble obtaining the raw materials. Okay, so let us look what is available in your local produce in your local in your local area, and then we create work together. Now, for the chapter to qualify for that, to receive that factory, you need to have at least 1,000 members in your local chapter. So if you're in the diaspora, you're best suited to advise people in your local community on getting together to form a chapter. That's the first step. You get together, form a chapter, then we work together so that they can obtain UBNs and of course many shares from the Ubrica project, and that will be very, very helpful. Then we will introduce your chapter, to a university partner with capability of supplying complementary manufacturing technologies for supporting value addition of your local produce. That is very, very well understood. Like, for example, I know at Egerton Universities and University down in Nakuru, they have developed a lot of technology. So has JQuat, so has the Dekut, Dedan Kimathi University in Nyeri. So we have a lot of technologies that can help to add value to the local produce. But that can only work when there's a chapter full of people. And so when you're in the diaspora, you have a lot of influence to people in your local area. Let them get together, help them get together. We know, like, we have people in Kirinyaga who are really organized, and let us work with that team in Kirinyaga to create a chapter that is very strong, that will receive a URCC. That means that we get people running the local workshop, produce workshop. So Ubrica will be responsible for oversight of quality guidelines, leadership, governance, and market, so that the chapter is not left to its own devices to figure out the quality guidelines for its operations, leadership, and governance. Of course, because we are working very closely with the universities, then it becomes very, very easy to implement quality guidelines and, of course, oversee governance and market creation. One important thing I would like to tell you is that if you are in the diaspora, you will be it's very important for you to go and look for market right locally there with the supermarkets in, say, in UK or United States, of for the produce that your chapter would develop. So if, say, you are creating guava, let's work together to create a story about that guava products and see how they can be marketed in the United States or United Kingdom or even France, Germany. Now, the chapter in Nyeri coffee is just a no-brainer. That particular Dedan Kimathi coffee should be marketed directly. And of course, there is such a huge market for high quality coffee in Europe. You cannot believe, such that because Dedan Kimathi coffee is ready, it just needs people getting together in that Nyeri chapter, and let's figure out the market. There are people from Nyeri who are in the UK, and get into a chapter, right? And get into a chapter there, and let us figure out how to get the chapter should help to figure out how to get that coffee from Dedan Kimathi in supermarkets in the UK. Isn't that? Your chapter will earn a lot of money for doing that. and of course we can export a lot of things. The United States is also a very huge market for coffee, and so with the Nyeri chapter liaising with its members in the United States, then it will be very, very easy to export the coffee there. You will also be responsible for helping your chapter establish requisite relationships with external environments, what do you call them? Stakeholders in your external environments. For example, the Kenya Bureau of Standards, the Environmental Bureau, and all these things that are in the government, figuring out how to work with government. Now, Ubrica will help you to figure that out and, of course, establish requisite relationships to make that work. And, of course, then chapters, members in the diaspora should help to find markets for all these things. Now, when the local produce is manufactured and packaged, it should be sold in a local, or it should be displayed in a local retail store. That is for people coming by. Even local people can buy their own products. But that local retail store uh, should also stock produce from other chapters. For example, if you have one chapter with coffee, the other chapter is having what? It has guava, then the local chapter should bring guava products to their retail store. Otherwise, it's possible you can also have only one product because you're local chapter for one product, and people can come shopping there for that particular product. But more important is to take pictures of the local products. And when you take those pictures, you put them in on Sokojanja. You get them posted on Sokojanja with descriptions of what that local product is, such that the local retail store and Sokojanja work synergistically. Uh, we have monkeys throwing gidoris. The local chapter, the local retail store, and the Sokojanja work synergistically with the local retail store representing local markets on the ground, and Sokojanja representing the entire market in the world. And this is how we really want to, or we really want to get the local village level commerce getting online, and then we can have one big market. And of course, this has to be facilitated by the UBN. Now, the point of matter here is that UBN is weak if you are not trading or you're not using it. So, and that's why we were giving you UBN in the beginning, so that you can work. You have high risk UBNs to work with in the market to help prop the price and and what the price of the UBN, support the price of the UBN, and support the volumes of trade. Those two things are very, very important. So then finally, the URCC will have a local clinic, a medical clinic, where people can receive preventive services such as counseling about diseases and screening tests and vaccination and nutritional education and the like. Members will also receive basic and curative services at that medical clinic. So, in a nutshell, the URCC will have three things: a local produce workshop, produce processing workshop for value addition. Number two, the retail store to display the products from the local workshops in the URCC and from other chapters, and then a medical clinic. Is that too hard to ask? Now, in order for you to qualify for that, as an ambassador, you want to put your people in one chapter and get about 1,000 people, and that'll be very, very helpful. That's all about what the questions we have received this week. We would like to keep this conversation open, ask more questions so we know how to get this organized and fast enough. And of course, let's get as many people as possible in the chapter and let us work so that by December we have built as many chapters as possible, and let's say about 100 chapters, and they have already started working so that next year in 2020 the job will just be scaling up the chapter, and you can see the URCCs are just going to fall in place. All right, now let's move on to our September event, which is going to be on the 27th of September, and we shall be talking about uh, blockchain as Internet of Money. We have invited a lot of people. We shall talk about cryptocurrencies. Of course, the cryptocurrency of interest here is UBN, Ubricoin. We shall talk about exchanges. We shall talk about trading. Okay, how do you trade? And this is going to be a hands-on, practical session. It is not going to be lecture, lecture, lecture. No. What's the point of lectures? What people want to do is learn how to work with cryptos, work with the wallets, you know, work with the exchanges, and then learn how to trade. What are these exchanges? Why are there so many? And what is the difference between one exchange from another? And so we have listed Ubrica in so many exchanges, and we're expecting that uh, different people will have different preferences. Some people prefer to work with this type of exchange, others prefer to work with another type of exchange, and that is what is very, very important. So the event is costing 500 shillings per person for early bird, and then for advance it's 700 shillings, and at the gate you pay 1,000 shillings. That's $10. So you'll be fine. It's going to be at the 680 Hotel in Nairobi. Come, and we will begin at 5 p.m. and we go on until 8 to 9 p.m. I'll be fine. So you can pay that your 1,000 shillings by dialing star 229 star 28 hash. By dialing star 229 star 28 hash. Or if you have questions about it, you can call 0 plus 254 755 844 plus 254 755 844 or write questions at info@ubrica.com. Right? Now, always remember, Ubrica projects strive to solve three fundamental problems of health in the world: lack of health services, poor quality of medical services, and high cost of medical services. We can solve all these problems. Let's meet on the 27th so that you can hear more and learn. If you have questions before that, please call plus 254 755 844 or write email to info@ubrica.com. That's all I wanted to tell you today, and I think it's very, very important. If you have questions, do not hesitate to ask them. I'm getting a cough right now because it is dry air here, and I'm going to have to stop so that I don't cough out your ears. Thank you so much for watching, and we look forward to hearing questions from you. Post questions to this channel at the bottom, all right? Thank you, thank you, thank you, and have a wonderful, wonderful time.